Would a rosewood by any other name smell just as sweet? Hi, I'm Tom from Volpe Woodworks. Recently I had a customer reach out to me and ask me about some listing I had on eBay for some Pao Ferro veneer. He said it looked remarkably similar to another listing I had for some Santos Rosewood veneer. I explained to him that Pao Ferro and Santos Rosewood were used interchangeably in the woodworking industry. It gave me an idea that there might be some confusion about some of the woods out there and how they got their names and such, and where the word rosewood applies, whether the wood itself is a true rosewood species or a member of the delbergia family, or just simply rosewood was appended to the name to make it say more marketing or marketable in the woodworking trade. So I decided to put together a video and give an idea of what woods are available out there, commonly available in veneers. I'll start off with one of my favorites, African rosewood. Very commonly available wood. It is listed on the CITES wood as being threatened or banned or whatever for harvested, but that's a fairly recent development. So be careful if you're making a product and try to ship it overseas. It might get confiscated at the border and such. It is a controlled wood now, just like Brazilian rosewood and Honduran mahogany and such. But this is African rosewood. This is a plain, it's otherwise named as Kabinga and Kabinga or Kabazingo. They have a couple different names, but there's a remarkable wood. This is a plain sawn or flat sawn version of it. The veneer itself has some nice colors, the pinks, reds, some yellow tones to it and such, but as it ages it kind of mellows to a reddish brown in color. One of my favorite woods to work with. It does it just has a high got a touch it look to it. I mean, to me it's just one of those. I understand why it's being over harvested and hence controlled, because it just really looks good. I don't know where they ever thought it was a member of how it got the name rosewood. Maybe it was just a marketing term that was applied to it, but it is not a member of the delbergia species. Another version of the same veneer. This is a quarter sawn version of it. I'm not a fan, the quarter sawn version of this. It just kind of takes the beauty away from the wood. It doesn't allow it to reveal how good of a looking wood this is. I'm not a fan of the quarter sawn version of it, but it's my opinion only. But then the true gem of the Kabinga or African rosewood is the Kabinga, the rotary peeled version of Kabinga. You can see it has this nice pommel sapele or pommel look to it, or quilted look to it. As other adjective described it as being waterfall. But this is just an exceptionally gorgeous looking piece of wood. The Kabinga trees grow you can get slabs 5-6 foot across, and several very long lengths. You've seen them in the woodworking magazines where they're being made into conference room tables and such. But this is a very desirable wood, and definitely one that's well worth working with. I would, if you're a first-time veneer user, or novice user, I would say stay away from that until you got some a few projects made with veneers under your belt. It's just tends to be a little fussy. It can fissure pretty easily, but it is well worth learning how to use it and such. Another good wood is this is an actual delbergia species. I don't remember the exact botanical name. I think it's Delbergia fructuosa, something like that. But this is East Indian rosewood. Vivid colors to it, some brown, some violets, streaked with some really dark, almost black lines. It's just a gorgeous veneer to it. Highly desirable, used in a lot of musical instruments. It does tend over its time to lose some of those vivid purple colors, the purple tones, to kind of fade it to more of an amber brown, but there are some hints of violet remaining after it ages. I like working with that one as well. Unfortunately, I only have a little small sliver, but this is Kingwood. Another one of those desirable delbergia species, a true rosewood species. I believe it grows in Central America. I've had this only a handful of times over the years, and I don't think anything wider than 5 inches. It's a very dense wood. It's even stiffer than even stiffer than Kabinga. It's again, one of those woods where I think it's used mainly for like inlays and such. But it does, as it ages, it also fades to a little bit, takes on some more amber or brown tones, but it does have some hints of violet remaining on it. You can see here I'm contrasting it with a fairly new piece of East Indian rosewood. So two woods that actually have the violet tones to them. Honduran Rosewood, or Honduras Rosewood. I'm not a fan. It is a Delbergia species. I know it's used as a tone wood for instruments and such, but for the most part, I don't know, there's just something about it. It never really appealed to me, but this is Honduran Rosewood. Again, a Delbergia species of a true rosewood. Tulip wood. Tulip Rosewood, not confused with the tulip poplar. This is nothing at all related to that, but this is its own name. It is a true Delbergia species. I believe it comes from Central America as well. This is a pretty old piece of dead sample that I've had in my collection over the years, so I'm going to actually show you a piece of lumber that shows the beauty of this wood possesses overall. It has gorgeous colors to it, some vivid pinks, reds, yellows, and oranges. Extremely dense wood. It almost feels unreal how dense this wood is. In fact, before I started some of the really bad scraps of this, I use them as tomato stakes in my garden. It is rot resistant, but Tulip Rosewood. It is a Delbergia species. Another desirable wood. This is Cocoabolo. Vivid colors, mostly tans and browns, very dark browns and almost black colors. Even some really vivid violets to it. This doesn't have much of anything remaining of any of the contrasty sapwood. There's just a tiny sliver of it left there, but you can see it actually there's a real contrast between the sapwood and the heartwood. This is a piece of Cocoabolo. Wood turners probably very familiar with this. Not so much available in veneer. I've only had it a few times over the years. In fact, this is from my own stock that I saved for my own projects. But I built a house, or built some cabinets in a house about 30 years ago that I sold, unfortunately, and had to leave the cabinets there, but they look nice. In fact, the home buyer was really pleased with them. Santos Rosewood, Morado, Pao Ferro. This is the one where the reason the video was started on. But again, one of those really desirable woods. I mean, it's in my opinion, it is one of my favorite go-to woods for the type of projects I make. The colors are just gorgeous. The contrast between some of the tones. You get some purples, some browns, all kind of different shades of browns. It's some vivid black demarcations. Just a gorgeous wood to work with. If you're a novice veneer user, excellent wood to learn how to use veneers. It's still highly available. Pao Ferro or Santos Rosewood, Morado. You can see this also in lumber form. It does have a scent to it, just like some of the true Delbergias. They all have a scent when you're cutting them. Here you can see here's another piece of the Pao Ferro that the sapwood. There's a true separation in the sapwood where the demarcation between the sapwood and the heartwood. In larger pieces, you see where the sapwood actually impinges quite a bit into the heartwood and such. It makes for an interesting design. You can incorporate those colors into your projects. And of course, everybody's favorite when they can get their hands on some, Brazilian Rosewood. This is the true Delbergia species, Delbergia nigra. This is from my private stock. Gorgeous, gorgeous colors, vivid. The rosy color, orange, some vivid demarcation with the blacks. Just an excellent wood. Where they get the smell from that it gets its name from, I have no idea, because when I cut into this or sand it, I don't smell roses. I don't know where that comes from, but I can't put I don't have an adjective to describe the smell, but there is a relatable smell between the true Delbergia species. That there's some fragrance that you do smell when you're cutting. Speaking of, if you are using these veneers and projects. The same thing with just about any wood. Wear a respirator. These the delbergia species especially, they're known to have some cause some internal, some irritation in your lungs. So wear appropriate protection when you're working with these woods, and especially eye protection, ear protection, and such. If you like this video, please hit the like button, and found some use for it. Possibly consider subscribing to my channel. If you want any more information about anything you see in the video, please reach out to me by email at tom@volpewoodworks.com, and comment below if you want to know anything more specific about any of the veneers you've seen. Thank you very much.